Hello, hello. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna open some packs in Magic the Gathering Arena. Check that the stream's working. Open some packs. It is. Back to chat. Okay, so line myself up. All right, so I enjoy Magic the Gathering. I've played it quite a lot, and how come I can't get lined up? I'm reversed. That's the problem. There we go. But right now I'm trying to get started on Magic Arena. I played Magic Online quite a bit. Pay no attention to that cola sound. Ah, Admiral Nips, admirable name, by the way. Box of paper Dominaria showed up today. Can't wait to do the same shortly. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the crap out of some Dominaria right now. Well, I've got the gems here. I do enjoy paper Magic, playing Magic at a store. There's a PTQ this weekend, or a PPTQ. So a pre-Pro Tour qualifier. Anyway, but my problem with playing a lot of high-level Magic is that occasionally there'll be a deck that I really enjoy playing that is standard competitive, but it doesn't happen a lot. Like for the most part, the decks that I truly enjoy are decks that I've brewed up and are some kind of high risk, high reward situation. So these packs that you're looking at here are packs that came with Magic the Gathering Arena. Right now I'm gonna buy just like a big old crap ton of Dominaria. I feel like it's one of the best sets in recent times. I guess my scroll doesn't work. I don't know why I can't get over to all these packs without... Oh well, I'll just open these, get them out of the way. Admiral Nips in chat, I play a ton of EDH, so only really limited for competitive for me. Yeah, limited actually lines up with Commander a little bit better. Allosaur. The volume of this music is so loud. Let me see if I can fix that. Sound. Crank it down to about half. Okay. That's probably about right. Alright. So, let's just keep opening packs here. Yeah, for EDH players, which EDH stands for Elder Dragon Highlander? Correct me on that, Admiral Nips. Is that right? But basically that's, Wizards kind of got a hold of it and called it Commander. Now there is a new format. So let me explain what Commander is, first of all. Yeah, a lot of EDH players don't want to call it anything except EDH because that's the way it was first invented. And what it is you pick a legendary creature that is your commander or the leader of your EDH deck. Oh, Growing Rights, nice. And you set him aside, unlike in a normal Magic deck where you shuffle all the cards in. And then it is a singleton format, which means that you can only have one copy of each card in your deck. So you can't run, like, for instance, in a constructed deck, I could have 4 Fathom Fleet Firebrands, but in an EDH or a Commander deck, I could only have 1. So I would need to search through all the different years of Magic and all the different sets if I wanted something that had this ability. So building a deck for Commander is a little bit daunting at first, but it's also really, really fun if you go to the Gatherer website and you're just kind of looking for cards that do what you want. You know, it's common for people to have a knowledge of standard or recent cards, but it's really hard to remember sets all the way back to the beginning of Magic, and Commander allows you to do that. Play with those cards all the way back. There's a new type of format now called that Wizards has come out with, and it's called Brawl, and it works the same. Oh, I forgot to say this. In Commander, you set aside one card as your commander, and he sits in a command zone. And as soon as you get enough mana to play that commander, you can play him right out of your command zone and onto the battlefield. Now, if he dies or something like that, he goes back to the command zone, and then the next time he costs... You can cast him again the next turn or even that turn, but he's going to cost 2 extra mana over what he already cost, 2 colorless. So, ooh, Reggie, very nice. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with Brawl and Commander. Now, the difference between Commander and Brawl, Commander and EDH, same thing. But the difference between Commander and Brawl is, and what's funny about this Brawl format, a lot of people that play EDH seriously find it limiting, but I find EDH and Commander very intimidating, and I'm sure even as a EDH player, you can agree with this. If you don't have a really good knowledge of cards going way back to the beginning, it might be very intimidating to play Commander. Not only that, but when you're playing it against people, I find that I don't know what the cards do enough. Ooh, I love Chart of Course. I don't know what the cards do enough to not just be reading the entire game. I'm figuring out what my opponent's cards are doing the whole time. And I said to my friends at the shop, I wish they would come out with a Commander format that was standard only. And I also wish that there's another format called Tiny Leaders, and it's like Commander, except for nothing can be costed over 3 mana. And I said, I also wish that this standard Commander format did not require me to shuffle 100 cards at a time. And lo and behold, I'm talking a month later, Wizards announced Brawl. Stop listening, Wizards. Stop listening at my conversations at the comic store. And it was, of course, it took them longer than a month to come up with that, but it was standard, legal only, singleton format, Brawl, where you have a commander that you set out aside separately. It's very, very much like Commander, except for limited to standard. So what are your thoughts, Admiral Nips, on the new Brawl format as an established EDH player, particularly? He says in chat, everyone is doing stupidly broken things, so if you don't read the cards, you just lose. And he's talking about Commander, and that is true. There are so many combos in that thing, so much stuff happening, so many complex board states. Like, you better just pay attention, or you are completely going to get hosed in Commander, and a lot of times it's played as multiplayer, so there's like multiple people doing that. Earlier in chat, Admiral Nip stated that he is really excited about Dominaria as a Commander player, and the reason being, we'll get to those. Let me just burn through these packs. Oh, I like this guy. The reason is, in order to, a hollow one, in order to play Commander, you need to choose your commander, or to play Brawl, you need to choose your brawler, your commander for your Brawl, and they have to be a legendary creature to fit the bill. I have heard word that Magic Arena is going to have Brawl available soon, so that's exciting. So you need legendary creatures to be your commander. And Dominaria, actually, for that set, is a very special set. Richard Garfield, the creator of Magic, came back to design it, help design it. And they made a promise that there would be a legendary creature in every single pack. And they came through with that. Oh, Approach of the Second Sun. Nasty card. They came through with that because what they did was they completely made a slot in each pack that is behind the rare that is a legendary. Did you know that, Admiral? That every pack, you're in for a treat, like as a commander player, because every single pack has a really special, really cool legendary creature that does, you know, that would be good to build a deck around. So it's really enriching the brawl format. And it's enriching the commander format. There's a lot of really good playable commander cards. Let's see what his thought as an established EDH player, commander player, is about Brawl. He says, I like it. I like that it gives a nice way for new people to get a taste of the format without having to spend too much or learn too much. Very true. I got an established play group, so we probably won't play it too much, but I love that it gets people involved in the style. It really does. There's two things. Say, you know, you buy a box of Magic cards as a new player, and you're like, well, I need 4 of everything. I need 4, you know, like I just built a Goblin deck in real life. It's mono red, well, half Goblin, basically like red ramp. I needed 4 of these Skirk Prospectors, and out of my 2 boxes that I bought in real life, I did get 4, but only just. And there were some uncommons that I only got 4, and I was happy that I got 4. And this is just a common. So imagine you are a new player and you've bought just 1 box. You're getting singles of a lot of stuff, but that's fine for Brawl, right? You can still build with that. Oh, here, speaking of, this is a Jorah Weatherlight Captain, and that would be a great card to build a Brawl deck around. So if you're this new player and you've opened this this box and it's just got 1 of everything, you've got, you know, especially rares and mythics, you're going to be doing good to get 2 in a box of any rare or mythic. But you're set with Brawl, right? You can use all your cards and you can build a great deck. This card here in particular, whenever you cast a historic spell, draw a card. Historic means legendary, artifact, or saga enchantment. So there's a lot of all that stuff in this deck, and I personally really like blue-red. So if you know, Brawl becomes a thing for Arena, I'll definitely be building that, and I'll stream it and show you guys kind of how that works. Another good thing is if you're building a Brawl deck and you're a new player, it is all standard cards. So let's say you went to a Friday Night Magic event, you could, in fact, play your standard deck, your Brawl deck, at a standard Friday Night Magic. Now, it probably would not be quite as competitive as the, you know, the constructed decks where they put 4 of all the good cards that they're interested in into the pool. But you never know. I mean, there's some people at Friday Night Magic events that are not completely try hard, that you would have a good time playing. And the great thing about Friday Night Magic, and the reason I like it, is when I lose, I get put into the losers bracket. That sounds bad. But then I'm playing against people who also lost the first round. So it's fine. See, I can open 10 at a time here. What I really want to do is I want to get enough cards to maybe build. I built a mono green deck for, and a lot of it's Dominaria. And I'd like to try to take it into Constructed today if I can get the time before the stream. My stream time is up. What's this? Vault Progress. So I need to learn something about these rare wild cards and mythic rare. So I'm getting these. I'm going to need to look at my collection. I'm going to hit claim on this and see. Okay. So decks. I'll just go ahead and start building a deck. And I'm going to call this Mono Green Stompy. And it's going to be all green. Okay, so does that mean if I just hit green and I hit this, it's going to be a green rare wild card? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I just have to figure this out. Probably should have done this before. How do I open these, I wonder? Unlock the vault by opening packs and collecting cards. Okay, I've done that. New deck. Oh, I see. I'm searching cards here. That's derp. Okay, new deck. I'm going to call it mono green. Doesn't bode well for my Magic playing skills, does it? Stompy. Okay. And I would like all green cards here. What happens if I just draw? I don't understand why these are here. Okay, so Adventurous Impulse. This is a card that I really like. I would like more of these. Turn one common wild card into an Adventurous Impulse. This action can't be done. I don't... Okay, there we go. I was able to make another Adventurous Impulse. I shouldn't do that a ton, right, until I open all my packs. I might get plenty of Adventurous Impulse. So the card economy in this is kind of similar to Hearthstone in that you can break, I don't know if you can break down other cards, but you're getting these randoms in there to fill out your collection, so you have to buy less packs. Alright, thanks Admiral, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I'll be streaming more Magic, I'm sure. Arena coming up, just playing my weird decks that kill me as much as they kill the opponent, so feel free to stop by anytime. School me on some EDH. Alright, so now I understand how this works. So once I hit the threshold of 4 of something, I'm gonna come back here and see if I can break down anything extra into these common wild cards. So that's good news, right? I mean, that means that so far from what I've opened, I can get 3 mythic rares, 7 rares. Very good news. So some of the cards I need in this deck, I'll just kind of search them up and see. Steel Leaf Champion. Search. Don't have any yet. Okay, maybe Steel Leaf doesn't have a space. Let's see. Sorry for the clicks. I bought this clickless keyboard and actually it's much worse than a regular keyboard. Alright, so going back to opening packs now. Yes, save and exit. Invalid deck, I know that. Save and exit anyway, yes. Alright, so when I hit open 10, yes, oh my gosh. 2 Goblin Chain Whirlers and come on. Sweet action. So what is it doing? It's just showing me the rares is what it's doing out of these. This guy, I made a mono red deck that I would love to build up, and this guy is a very key piece. A lot of people are saying that Goblin Chain Whirler is going to get banned because it is in fact too good. I think they put it in to counteract some of the totally broken white token strategies where they're building all these 1/1s up and just kind of using anthem effects to pump them, because there's some really good anthem effects in this too, like in white. That pump all of your creatures up at once. But this thing, if you've just got a bunch of 1/1s, when it comes in, it just wipes them out. I played this card in Paper Magic yesterday against a rat deck. There's a new rat in this set, and it just completely obliterated the rats. So that felt great. So much value. This guy's also in that mono red. Now it's a possibility that I'll just get so much red everything that's what I want to play. So this is not as great of a pack opening. There's Squee, he's in there too. This guy's great because he just never goes away. And I use Skirk Prospector where I can sack a goblin for a red. Sometimes I use that to ramp into some cool stuff. I can sack Squee and still be able to play him again later if I just need that extra, 1 red. Okay, I'm going to go back to opening things normally here because I'm burning through all my packs. Alright, so this guy is pretty great. There's a blue-red Wizards deck that is probably not standard competitive, but I really like playing it anyway. I like playing synergy aggro decks that's pretty fun to me. People have been really pooping their pants about the artwork on this. If you're a Magic the Gathering longtime fan, I'm not really sure what is happening here, but it's something that was really key story-wise way back. Maybe someone in chat can fill me in on what that is, but pretty sweet. I know Urza was one of the main characters going way back, and I think it had something to do with his storyline. I think this is a cool card for, you know, wizards. You know, you put it on there. You can tap that creature to do 2 damage to a player or a planeswalker. I think that's pretty neat, but a lot of people are not high on artifact equipments, but mythic rare wild card. Yay me. We'll see more of the set if I open this way, because we're seeing the commons and uncommons as well. Okay. Oh, another squee. Killing it. Let's see. Aha, thank you, Joe. Let's see. Excuse me. I need to let someone know that this is going. Ooh. All right, what is in this pack? Oh, this card right here is pretty cool too. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less, so it can be their power or their toughness, and so that would be good in like a deck with a lot of small creatures. Daragaz, watch out! He's making a lot of racket. I think that music might actually still be too loud. There we go. Oh, this is the guy that if he would die, you exile it with put egg counters on it and he hatches back out. Here's another. We were talking about legendary creatures earlier in this set. Of course, this is the one for this pack. Whenever you cast a spell, if that spell was kicked, put a +1/+1 counter on Halar the Fire Fletcher. Then Halar deals damage equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it to each opponent. This would be anything that says each opponent. If you're playing multiplayer, that's really good because it hits all of them. You get more value. It also makes all of them angry at you, so they're probably going to attack back, which is the name of the game. That's what you want to do. You want to, well, angry, air quotes. You know, you're playing a game, they expect that. But this is kind of a neat one. Kicker is a big mechanic that is making a comeback in this set, and that basically means that you can play the card for the casting cost up at the top right corner, or if you pay a kicker cost that's listed at the bottom, it does something extra. You have to pay the casting cost and the kicker cost. Maybe we'll get one that has that. Oh, here's another Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. I do have favorite colors. I know everyone does when they play Magic, and mine are definitely red, blue, and green. I don't play black very often. I don't play white very often. But I am getting a lot of black cards, of course. That's fine. It's totally fine. I don't mind. There was that Rat Colony card that I was talking about a bit earlier. This is an interesting guy that would, you know, be a build around. And a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, the thing about Standard is if you're going to play competitive Standard, it's very, very rare that you're going to be able to play a deck that is just pure synergy and is built off of a tribe like all goblins or all merfolk or all something like that, that is going to be competitive. That makes me sad, but that's just the way the game works. You basically, when you're playing competitive Standard, you play the very best cards Synergy is a good thing, and they do need to have synergy, but they're not very often very thematic, if you will. So that's something that you know, keep in mind if you're building a deck. Just since it's thematic and cool doesn't mean it's going to be competitively, you know, standard competitive. That being said, those are always the funnest ones. In my opinion, I like thematic stuff. I like stuff that you're probably going to lose most of the time, but when you do, it's going to be really, really satisfying. So this guy, clearly, at the beginning of combat on your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to him, create a 3/1 elemental creature token with trample and haste. Exile those tokens at the beginning of the next end step. Something like this could, if there's some really good equipments and auras, maybe not even in this set, but in the next one, that could be a competitive standard deck. There is another, you know, not legendary creature that is smaller that you can, if you put equipment on it, it gets +1/+1 as well. So that gets pretty dirty pretty quick. So yeah, a couple of cards there that would be, you know, be kind of cool, synergistic cards that would kind of work together. Oh, I love the art on this card, Arcane Flight. Speaking of enchantments, so I could play that guy, and I could play red, blue, and I could have cats with ghostly wings. And I never noticed that he had ghostly wings in the paper Magic version, but he does, in fact. Cats have just permeated pop culture so much that now that card looks straight up like a meme. Return all legendary permanent cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sweet, sweet. I don't know if I've seen this. Enchant permanent. So that's anything. Creature, land, and other enchantment. Artifact. Enchanted permanent has hexproof. When enchanted permanent leaves the battlefield, if it was historic, draw 2 cards. Wow, that's pretty good if you've got a really key thing. But the problem with cards like this is they're also taking up a spot, and sometimes, most of the time, when you draw it, you just wish you would draw on the thing that you were trying to protect, not the thing that was there to protect it only. So okay, let's take a look at this. This is the rat colony I was talking about. I would love to build a deck like this too. My friend Rick built one, and a lot of really cool stuff you can do with this. Ordinarily, with a standard deck, you can only have 4 of each card. With rat colony, you can have any number of cards named rat colony. So you can play, you know, 40 of these and 20 lands, and that's a legal standard deck. The problem is there is a card legal and standard right now called Ixalan's Binding. If somebody put that on one of your rat colonies, Ixalan's Binding basically exiles the rat colony, and it makes you unable to play any other rat colonies the rest of the game. So a single card would basically shut your deck off. So I suggested to him, make sure you play enough removal and keep enough mana open. If you're playing against white that could play Ixalan's Binding, you play something that you could kill your own rat with. So in response to them trying to Ixalan's Binding your rat, you would kill your rat so that the Ixalan's Binding would just drop onto the battlefield. It wouldn't have a target, and it would not lock all of your rat colonies up into your hand so that you couldn't play them. So he's gonna play some Fatal Push and some other stuff that can, as removal, that if he needs to, he needs to keep his rats safe from Ixalan's Binding in particular if he's playing white. I love this card, Merfolk Trickster. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. It loses all abilities until end of turn. So that's a pretty good kind of like control. Also, it is a wizard, so it fits in that blue-red wizards deck. Black-white card, as I was saying, I don't play much black or white, but maybe I'll have to make an exception considering all the cards I'm getting. Opt. This is a great card. Rare wild card. Let's see what's my thing here trying to tell me. I'm gonna hit claim. I don't get it. I hit claim. Oh. Reward booster pack. Okay. Okay. Back to packs, I guess. The animations for opening packs is certainly lovely. Keldon Raider. When Keldon Raider enters the battlefield, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Stuff that filters cards when you're in red is pretty valuable, but that's pretty expensive, and a 3 on the butt is actually a little too small. You know, too much removal hits it. The Flame of Keld. These are a new type of card for Dominaria that are called Sagas. They do count as an enchantment, so they have all the weaknesses of an enchantment. And they play out like so. You pay 2 mana for it. You discard your hand as soon as you play it. And then the next turn, right after you draw 2 cards. So you would basically discard your hand. The next turn you would have 3 cards in your hand. So that's pretty good. And then the next turn after that, if a red source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much damage plus 2 to that permanent or player instead. So I did use this in my mono red deck just to see how it would work. I'm not very good at it yet. I was struggling to find land, and I was hoping it would help me with that. It did not. And then I was still struggling when this turn 3 rolled around and I had double damage. I couldn't play anything. But, I mean, that's just part of the variance of Magic as well. I mean, this card could be really good, but I just don't know it because of my one experience. That is the one. If I have one complaint about Magic, it is that you have to draw. Hey, there's another Adventurous Impulse. That you have to draw your what do you call that? It's your resources. Yeah, your mana, your resource. So I feel like about 40% of the time, either me or my opponent doesn't have the land that they need. And now a lot of people see, well, you play around that, and that's part of the variance. And I agree, it is part of the variance, but it's not a part that I like. And if the game was designed different, I would like that. I would be totally fine with that, and I would actually want that. Now, why is this Fight with Fire gray? Why are all these gray instead of their proper color? Does that mean I've already hit, I've already went over the amount that I need? Do I have 5 of these now? Is that what that means? I'm going to go to my collection and find out. Haphazard Bombardment. It's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, choose 4 non-enchantment permanents you don't control. Put aim counters on each. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more permanents you control don't have an aim counter on them, destroy one of those permanents at random. Man, that's a lot of text. I think that would only be good limited play in very edge cases anyway. Alright, so let's go to decks and let's look at mono green Stompy. It's like alert, danger, danger. Alright, so let's see. Let's see if we can just look through here if we can find one. Oh, see, these dots, they fill up to indicate how many you have. Alright, let's see if I can find any that like basically. So my screen is not exactly working correctly. Let me see if I can fix this. Because I can't see the bottom here. Get this thing full screen. Oh, here, I know. I'll shrink it. Can I shrink it here? I have to shrink it from the bottom. Oh, I'm so computer illiterate. Change layout. No. Huh. It's like it just doesn't like my monitor very much. See if I can get it to go smaller from the corner. Sorry, this is probably annoying. No, I guess we'll just not know how many those bottom ones have. We'll see if we can find one on the top. See if change layout works. Nope. Settings, resolution, full screen. There we go. That should do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's listing here and here. Oh, okay. They were listing on the top anyway. Okay. Snapping sailback, I've got 4 of those. Okay. Let's check the red. I know there was some in the red that were grayed out. I just don't know why they were grayed out. No, I don't want that. Yeah, I know I've gotten 2 squeeze. Skizzic. Wow, I remember that from way back. Okay. Forerunner, I got 4 of those. Okay. Oh, this goes in. Just have 1 though. That is a common. So I'll just bump that up if I need to. Alright, so I'm going to go back to packs. I'm just going to burn through these packs by opening 10 at a time. Joda Archmage Eternal. That one's so weird. Flying, you may pay Wooburg rather than the mana cost for spells that you cast. Hey, Still Leaf Champion. Been looking for that guy. Another Siege Gang. Varric's Blade Wing. Oh, this guy, if you pay... What is that? 7 total, you get 2 4/4s. It's pretty sweet. 2 4/4 flying. Alright, 10 more. Nice, okay. I just wonder how many packs I'm gonna have to open. I'm getting all these wild cards though, so I can probably build something up out of it pretty easily. Now, I just wonder if you have to get 1 of it before you can make any of it, or if you can kind of see what's not there. Just go one more time on these 8. Another Steel Leaf, yay. This guy's great. He's only 3 mana. You probably need to play him in a mono green though, to be honest. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and it's a 5/4 for 3 mana. That's just like super good. Yeah, so like, why is this Adamant Will? Why is it like grayed out? I don't know. Hey, Wizard's Retort. This is cool. There's a couple of cards that if you control a wizard, it does really cool stuff. Like, basically, this is your classic counter spell if you have a wizard. 2 blue, counter target spell. There's Wizard's Lightning, that is basically, you know, costs 2 colorless less, does 3 damage to any target. So it's basically 1 mana if you control a wizard for 3 damage to anything. And I guess claim these. Alright. Yeah, see, a bunch of stuff is coming out. Okay, so Warlord's Fury. Let's go look at that. up straight away. Warlords. Oh yeah, it needs to be in red. Let's see, does it need to be proper? There we go. Okay, no, I don't want it in there. I want to see it in the collection. Because I have to just do this. Are they in alphabetical order? It appears that they are. E, F, G. No, they aren't. Wondering what I can get back out of those. Or if it's already given me something. Maybe that's what those treasure chests are at the top. I bet that's what it is. If you already have it, it gives you a, you know, vault thing here. So, oh, right click works for remove as well. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Do you play Arena as well? Or just Paper Magic? I know you played Paper Magic. Oh, I can't wait for the custom painted card as well, the Warkite Marauder that you are sending over. Super excited. See if I can find a Warkite Marauder if I have one here. Probably don't. Alright, back to opening packs. Okay, once you have a full playset, dupes will give you wild cards. Thank you. I thought that's what was happening, because every once in a while this chest up here would like be lit up, like, you know. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm starting to, you know, get full playsets of my commons here. And oh, sweet, thank you so much, Lynn. I really appreciate it. I make stuff out of, hey, I think I have a full playset of Squee now. I make stuff out of Adventure Time comics and put them onto lands and stuff like that. I'll send you some of those back. Hey, look at this. Mythic. So, plus her to add 3 red. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells. Plus her to discard up to 3 cards, then draw that many cards. That's pretty good. -8. You get an emblem with, you may cast instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. You may cast instant. Wow. But, I mean, you're talking 3 turns to get her up there. Basically, if you've got enough loyalty on her to minus her, you're going to win the game anyway. Oh, you're very welcome, Len. I appreciate the Warkite. That's amazing. That has been my favorite card in Standard for the entire last before this new set came out. I love the Warkite Marauder. I think it's a very cool kind of edge case card. In some decks, it's really good. I ran blue-red flyers for a long time as my standard deck, so really appreciate it. Let's see. So I'm going to look at my decks here. Maybe you know the answer to this, Lynn. If I don't have a card at all, will it still show up in my collection? Or, you know, like with just 0 dots under it? Is that a thing that happens? And I can still build it even if I don't own one? Or do I need to own one first? Need to click the flower looking filter. Oh my gosh, you are a wizard, Lynn. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Wizard. Okay. So I guess I need to do that or I'll just get all 1-drops. Is that the deal, Pickle? You do make video games. Yeah, Len makes some really great video games. You've heard of them. Alright, let's see about Land of War Elves. I want 4 of those. So I only have 3. I'll confirm and make another elf. So I have 4 of those now. I want all the Adventurous Impulse. I want 4 of those. This deck is kind of funny. It's been winning against stuff it has no business winning against, and the reason I feel like it wins, and I'll kind of lay it out for you as I build it up. Oh, here we go, Untamed Kavu. It all revolves around. Maybe I need to open more packs. It all revolves around very synergistic, or not even synergistic, but curve. How the curve works. So I use Steel Leaf Champion, Untamed Kavu, Land of War Elves, basically to just continue playing on a curve, and then sometimes I'll draw a Galta, and let's see if I can spell Galta. Good lord. Shoot, did. Alright, so sometimes I'll draw this guy. And the way he works is, I only run 2. He costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control. So I basically built the whole deck around, and I don't recommend this as a strategy, but I built the whole deck around being able to play a turn 4 Galta very regularly. Very regularly. It would have, if you draw the Galta and the pieces for it. And the way that it works, you hit it more often than you would think. Let's see, 2 kicked Untamed equals a 2-cost Galta. Exactly. So you can kick your Untamed. Let me find my Steel Leaf actually here. You'll see too, because Steel Leaf, if you're playing mono green, is like a super value card because it comes in. That's not the right spelling. Embarrassing. I'm just going to search steel. There we go. Okay, so it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Already good, but it only costs 3. Amazing. Whew, I'm burning through them. Yeah, it is totally nasty. I totally agree. I'm just going to keep making the cards I want, to be honest. Until I run out, and then I'll worry about that then. So 4 of those, 4 the Untamed Kavu, 4 Land of War Elves, just, you know, because basically if you think about it, Land of War Elves is worth 2 power for a Galta. You can pay the green with him, and he's got a, you know, he's a 1/1. Territorial Allosaur. Let me look at that actually, because I am totally open to suggestions. Territorial, I spell good. Okay, cost 4. You can kick him for 3. When he enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it fights another target creature. I think this is fabulous, and this is exactly what this deck needs. It has almost no removal. I'm running, in the paper version, I'm running 3 Savage Stomp, and that is the only removal. Whereas this, let's see, it would cost 7 in order to kick it, but basically you're talking about a 5/5 body that probably will survive the encounter and kill something else, and then, you know, survive as a 5/5. Seems really good. And then if you're just like desperate to get Galta down, you just pay 4 for a 5/5. Man, all day long. I'm gonna make one of them and put, but that way he's a placekeeper. I'm gonna make 2 or have 2. All right. So what else do I have in that deck? I have Savage Stomp. Which is pretty cool because I play a lot of dinosaurs. I play Ripjaw Raptor in here. If you're looking for fight removal, Lynn says he likes Cartouche of Strength. Confirm. Okay, I like 3 Savage Stomp. Let me look at Cartouche. Cartouche makes me think of butts. Cartouche. Okay, Cartouche of Strength. Enchant creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, you may have enchanted creature fight target creature an opponent controls. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample? Oh, snaps. This is better. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you when this is better. I'm just going to do 3 of those. Okay, Savage Stomp. Bud give Trample. So the Trample is the issue, right? You want it because you fight stuff with flying, or you fight stuff that can just chump block you. And then I find, I use Blossoming Defense as well to keep everything safe. So if I didn't have so many dinosaurs, I would say Cartouche all the way. But Savage Stomp costs... am I spelling blossoming wrong for the whole world to see? Totes. Well, not like the whole world is watching. Wow, still not spelling it right. I'm going to have to spell defense because that's what I know how. Well, apparently I'm just not good at finding that. Search all of it. Sorry, I got totally distracted. Defense with a C. Okay. Probably the world spells defense with a C. Oh, interesting. Wow, it's not coming up with it. But anyway, as I was saying, I'll look through and find it. Cartouche of Strength. If I didn't have so many dinosaurs, Savage Stomp only costs 1. If I have, if it's played onto a dinosaur. OP card. They kept Blossoming Defense out of the game. Blossoming Defense is brutal to play against. So let's just say this. X this out, and I will find it. Oh, if I played Territorial Elves, Commune with Dinosaurs, I'm not far off. Oh no, Llanowar Elves, Untamed Kavu, and Steelleaf Champion are just too good. That's such a good part of the deck. Let's see. It should be said, I'm not saying this deck is super meta or well positioned to win anything or anything like that. So that's not the way that I roll. Sometimes I will net deck something, and if it really suits my fancy. Now, let's see, Savage all day. Yeah, Territorialosaurus. Like, there's so many dinosaurs. I run Ripjaw Raptor. I run Carnage Tyrant is the other card in the deck. So Carnage Tyrant. So a lot of places, you ask somebody, hey, what's your local shop like? And they'll say, hey, I play mono red a lot. I need to sideboard against mono red, or aggro or whatever. And but at my shop that I play at, I have to sideboard against control. Like, there are the 2 pro players there, both play some type of control all the time. So if you're not playing control, you're not even, I mean, you want to be competitive. But if you're not playing something that is mean to control, you're in trouble. And Carnage Tyrant definitely is their least favorite card. This spell can't be countered. It has trample and hexproof. So basically, the only way to get rid of this thing is to block it, big enough to do 6 damage. I mean, even like, cards that take control of other cards don't hit it because it can't be targeted because of hexproof. So I love this guy. Ooh. I think he's great. I just got a disturbing message from my friend. So I'm going to answer it really quick. I apologize. Okay. All right. So, all right. Lynn, thank you for stopping by. Oh, nice. Lynnception is streaming some art tonight. LINNCEPTION, and he is doing paints on, custom paint on Magic cards, and it's turned out great. Really, really great stuff. Painting it all the way to the edge so that it looks really cool in the sleeve. Looks really cool at your local shop there. So check him out tonight on his Twitch channel. Thank you for stopping by, and we will play some Magic Arena soon. I think private matches or whatever, being able to matchmake with people is coming up soon. And until then, I will see you around the Twitter sphere. Bye. Okay, so what else are we missing here? We've got 52 out of 60. I feel like I should get the real deck out, I guess. Steel Leaf Champion, Llanowar Elves. Oh, right. Ripjaw Raptor is a great dinosaur card. I really like him. He's 4 mana for a 4/5, right? But the thing is, this ability, Enrage, whenever Ripjaw Raptor is dealt damage, draw a card, is so good. Like, he's so big in the back end too. People don't really want to block him. They just end up taking 4. If they do block him, most of the time he lives, to get you another card the next turn. I just really, really like him. And so I run 4 copies of him. And there we go. Okay, so that is 56 out of 60. I've got 2. Okay, I need... Nope. Oh, man. That was not good. Took them out instead of adding them. Adventure. I promise I will get better at this. It is not the menu. It is definitely me. Okay. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Boom. All right, cool. So I've got 58. Okay, I've got Llanowar Elves, Adventurous Impulse, Untamed Kavu, Cartouche of Strength. I think I want to take 1 less of those. Savage Stomp. See, the good thing about this enchantment, enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature gets plus... Oh, right. Savage Stomp does not give trample. So I actually think I'm going to go 2 and 2 of this. Like, that is a great, great tip from Lynn on that. All right, then we got our Steel Leaf Champion for value. We have 4 Ripjaw Raptor, 2 Territorial Allosaurus. I'm trying to think of what he... Oh, I know what I'm missing. Okay, I'm missing... one of my favorite cards in Standard as well is the Resilient Kenra. And I like this guy because he comes in for 2 at a 2/2. And then if he dies... Oh, right. Also, when he comes in, he pumps something else up by 2. So if you think about you're trying to play Galta, this guy comes in for 2, costs 2, so he replaces his own mana value as far as casting Galta. But not only that, but he gives something +X where 2 is his power. So he replaces his own mana cost and he adds 2 to something else. So basically this guy is a net negative or a net +2 mana cost if you're trying to cast Galta. And then if the guy dies, you can eternalize him and bring him back as a token. Exile him, bring him back as a token, and he costs 6. So he's but he's still a net 2, right? Because he costs 6, but he's bringing 4 power to the table, and he's giving 4 power. So he's still a net 2 when it comes to casting Galta. So I just really like this guy. I think he's good in a lot of decks as well. Anytime I'm playing green, I almost always play this guy. There's a red-green monsters deck that really got me back into playing Standard again, and I just really liked it because of that guy. Okay, so Adventurous Impulse, Llanowar Elves, Resilient Kenra, Untamed Kavu, Cartouche of Strength, and Savage Stomp. So now Cartouche of Strength, yeah, enchanted creature, fights target creature an opponent controls. Okay, and if I find myself not having enough removal, I could see a world where I would put more of this and more Savage Stomp in. Maybe one extra of each, and then, you know, turn down something else. But now I also have Territorial Allosaurus. So I've got 6 removal in there. And I'm wondering what it was. Yep, okay, perfect. So Lynn really came through on 2 really great recommendations. And one of them was the Territorial Allosaurus, and one of them was the Cartouche of Strength. Cartouche still makes me think of butts. Cartouche. The Cartouche of Strength. Strong buttocks. So yeah. So so great. We're looking good here. Steel Leaf Champion, Ripjaw Raptor, Territorial Allosaurus, Carnage Tyrant, Galta, and then of course our forests. One thing I do like to run is the the hash up. Okay, don't feel. I'm not gonna feel bad if I can't spell this. I can spell this. Oasis. So what this is it's a land that you have to pay 1 life to get green out of it, but you can pay 2 green in a generic. Tap it, sacrifice that desert or any desert. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Activate this ability only time you can cast a sorcery. So it's a pump spell in a land, and that's another thing that can sometimes, you know, it's not a net gain for Galta, but sometimes it helps you with tough combat. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, I am gonna put 4 of these in, and I'm gonna need to call my friend back. We're down to 60 in this deck. We have the Hash Up Oasis, we have the forests, and all of the stuff I've outlined before. I've still got plenty of commons, uncommons, rare, and mythic rare wild cards. And what I did is I bought the save and exit. Yes, please. I bought this biggest pack of Dominaria that I could buy. It's 18,000 gems. It is 90 packs, and so I really, you know, that was let's see. Let me see how much. Let's see. Let me see how much that was. So you're talking about basically $100 I just spent here on Magic Arena to get, and I've got a full deck and I've got a lot of cards that I'm not using. Oh, Thunder Tanker. What about Shaper's Sanctuary for card draw or treasure map? Ooh, I like the way you're thinking, but I really do have to go just due to a emergency in my friend group here. But I will actually write that down, and when I come back on, I will check that out. Thank you for dropping into the chat, and I'm sorry to have to bolt like this, but really can't be helped. Thanks for checking in on the stream, everybody, and I will be tweeting out on @marksquare_ on Twitter to keep you guys posted for when I'll be trying out this mono green Stompy deck, and hopefully I will be able to do that tonight at about I'd say about 8:30 or so. So about an hour and a half from now, I'll be back on trying this deck out, getting my butt stomped with my Stompy deck, no doubt. Bye guys, thanks for dropping in.